here asking for a full day kindergarten program. Nothing was done, but now we have what, 3 or 6 parents asking for this program, and boom, we're going to do it. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. For future reference, I know I asked before, can we get a breakdown of preschool and kindergarten? A separate budget breakdown instead of like the whole thing all jumbled together how it usually is, just completely separate so we can analyze the numbers. Also, I know Matt said that the kids are usually included, and I know he does have their best interest in mind. He's a great principal, the kids love him. But, I mean, in all reality, they're really not included. I mean, last year my daughter was half day, and she was never told about the afternoon activities ever. She wasn't even included for the class picture, but she had to purchase the shirt, but was never called and said, "Oh, come for the picture." So, I know Matt does his best, but I'm just saying, I think there needs to be a little bit more in terms of communication. My 4-year-old's in the afternoon preschool, and she's never been invited to any of the cultural events that happen on the days either that she's not there or the ones that happen in the morning. And I don't know if that's standard policy or how that works. I mean, we never know what's going on, like if I could bring her back. I'm not really sure how that works. I mean, we just don't know what's happening. Does that make sense? Like, I talked to a mom yesterday, and I said, oh, yeah, I came to the show in the afternoon, the first, second grade. She said, what do you mean the show in the afternoon? She said, there was a show in the afternoon? I said, well, yeah, there's like a rehearsal. She was very upset because her daughter said, why weren't you at the show in the afternoon? And she said, I knew nothing about it. So, Mark and I, we worked on communication. We just have to hit the ball all the way through. We just got to hit it home because it's so important. I know Amy worked on it, and Beth and Stephanie, and it's very important, I think, for our whole district to get going on communication.
Anything else?
Hi, my name is Michael Rack. I live in Willow Springs. And I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but there was discussion about communication between the board and the community. And Patty, you asked the question specifically, how can we improve that? So I was wondering if during the self-evaluation, if the board came up with any ideas or of ways to do that and continue on. And I was also wondering if the board could share some of their results from their self-evaluation, because from there you should have gotten goals that go along with the strategic plan. So, I mean, there was nothing said tonight about that, so I'm wondering if there's some way that the board can communicate, let us know exactly what goals we're achieving, what we're not, where we want to be. I attended the seminar at IASBO on strategic planning, and Catherine was there also. And it was very informative, and the speaker there was very good. I would strongly suggest him, Steve Cohen, if you guys had someone to facilitate your meeting. But, and I talked to him, and, he says you have to work with the board members, and that's what, I'm trying to do is work with the board and the community to try to find out, have a better system of communication. So I think that would be helpful for us if the board can communicate some of the results from their self-evaluation and see, how we're performing on our goals with the strategic plan.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Okay. We've got closed session.
Do you want to reiterate, Leandra, that if our members who spoke wish to get a response from the board
To fill out.
submit their request in writing and so on and so forth?
That's a great point. For those who might not be familiar, they're on the table.
Can we
as you
email
come
it?
In the evening. Pardon?
Can we email it if we don't do it tonight? Can we email it?
Well, I'm not certain what's on the form. Help me out with the top of the form. Is it just
Just the
general?
Just to state the request.
Can we just send an email instead of writing out the form?
I'm sure you can, but and again, Rick, it's a good point to want a formal request, please fill out or communicate your desire for a formal request.
Who would it go to?
I
Erica?
didn't close it
Would it go
yet,
to you?
so-
I just really quick.
Go ahead.
Beth
Go to you.
Schwartz is most me on me. I just wanted to make some comments on what they had said before. As a parent of a half-day kindergarten student, my child does read and is exceptional at math, and he's not tutored, and he is taught by me and by his teacher. And I understand what they mean by full day. Kids get that extra play, get everything. But I also feel my child comes home, he has play dates, he has interacted with other things. He also has lots of interaction with adults. And I think that they also can get an excellent education from a half-day program. And I think as someone who sent both my children through half-day, I think they also got an exceptional education without having to be there all day. I mean, it's my own personal opinion, but both my children are excellent students, and I think they've benefited from only going half-day. It was a personal opinion. I wanted them home with me, but I also give them an education when they come home. I work with them all the time. I work with them over the summer. My daughter has since been tutored, but only by choice by a family member because I wanted her to improve her math skills, but not because I wanted her in connections or whatever. It was for her own personal good to help her advance and be more confident about it. And I also want to make one more comment, and then I'm done. And that is about finding about things about go on the afternoon of school. You know, as a parent, I'm extremely involved, parent, and I don't feel like my son misses out on anything. If I want him to be there in the afternoon, I find out what's going on, or I hear what's happening, and I take him. Otherwise, he doesn't go. And my feeling is he doesn't feel he's missing out on anything. And I know my daughter was the same way. When she got to first grade, she enjoyed all those things, but when she was in kindergarten, if she made it to the afternoon stuff, she did. If she didn't. So I think kids are happy with whatever you make important to them and yourself. And I know my kids were extremely happy students, so, and felt very involved and had lots of friends. So just wanted to make a comment.
Thanks, Beth. Okay, brings us to closed session.
We can do it. You want me to?
Could you please?
Sure. I move that we go into closed session to discuss appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of personnel, administrative, and confidential employee contracts, and pending litigation.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll be going into closed session after
Lauren,
a
your turn,
short
please.
break. We're hustled.
Yeah.